Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Sun Rainbow Wedlocke. In the last episode, we started our journey here in the ALOLA region as Dionysus, the Pokemon trainer from ALOLA. Well, not from ALOLA, you know what I mean? We started off as Dionysus, and if you guys missed the first episode, my naming theme for this playthrough is NPCs and characters from RuneScape. And Dionysus is a character from RuneScape, so I thought it'd be a good character to play through this adventure as. And we picked our starter Pokemon. We picked Bob the Cat, the Litten, which is pretty interesting. Bob the Cat is a pretty well-known NPC on the game RuneScape, and it's a very plain name, but I thought it would be pretty memery and pretty funny to play with our starter being Bob the Cat. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the Rainbow Wedlocke rules and are just tuning in, I've got a sheet in the description covering every single rule in this playthrough. So click on that to find out everything you need to know. But to cover it, basically genders don't necessarily determine how Pokemon are paired up. It's normally, well, in this playthrough, it's determined off of natures. And you can find out all that information in the description, like I said. So Bob can only be paired up with male Pokemon, and we're going to be getting Bob a partner today. And I am really excited to see what we pair him up with. So with that being said, let's head on out and continue our journey in the ALOLA region. We fought that rival How kid in the last episode too. I wonder if we'll see him again today. I have a pretty strong feeling that we will. So here's Kukui. He's like, hey, Dionysus, it's about time we set out for the festival. Yeah, let's go. But first, now that you're a real Pokemon trainer with your Pokemon and all, I've got to show you something. So come out to me on Route 1. I'm really excited for this. So, I don't know exactly what Pokemon I want. I know I can't get Rattata, and I really wouldn't mind a Yungoos. I think it'd be really cool to try and use a Gumshoos. It's something I really would like to play through the game with. And I've used a normal Pokemon in a lot of playthroughs, and they've done really, really well for me. So, one thing I want to say here is, if you hear my neighbors, I apologize greatly. I live in a really small apartment, and the walls are thin, and they are very loud. And last night I was gonna, the first episode I was gonna record this one right after. I didn't actually get to because they were being really loud, blaring music over there, and I didn't get to record the second episode. So I waited all day till I could record this one. As soon as I sit down, I start recording. They haven't been over there all day, and I just heard them just now. So I apologize greatly if you hear them. It's just a real bother, and there's not too much that I can do about it. But hopefully it's not too much of an issue in this episode. So here we are on Route 1. Kukui's like, yeah, over here. So he's going to teach us how to catch a Pokemon. But everybody that's played a Pokemon game knows how to catch a Pokemon. They jump out of you in tall grass. And we can use Litten to fight them, and we can catch them. So he's going to show us how to catch a Pokemon, but he's not going to show you guys how, because I'm going to cut that out. Alright, guys. So that being taken care of, he's going to give us some Pokeballs so we can catch a Pokemon of our own. So, in a Rainbow Wedlocke, I'm going to be playing with something called Compatibility Clause. That basically means when I'm getting my first encounters in the wild, if its gender means it can't be paired with the Pokemon in my party, needing a partner, then I ignore that encounter and I don't count it. However, if I catch it and if its preference, the Pokemon that I caught, if its preference makes it incompatible with any of the Pokemon that I have, then it must be put in the PC. Now, that doesn't apply until I've got 3 Lone Wolves. So if I am to catch a Pokemon here and it's not compatible with Bob, then it's going to be a Lone Wolf. And that's how this is going to go. So it's a little difficult to build a team at the start. And I've never done a Rainbow Wedlocke, so I'm excited to see how this works out. So, on Route 1, I'm going to go over what I want. I would like to get to the furthest patch of grass and get a Grubbin or a Pichu. I know that's difficult to do, but if I do happen to make it that far, that's what I want. There's only one thing on this route that I don't want, though, and that's a Butterfree or a Caterpie. So hopefully we don't get that. So I'm just going to try and scoot across this grass. This encounter right here, actually, it's not my rules. This is actually a forced encounter. This Pick-a-Peck does not count. This is always going to come out. I forgot to put that in my rules. I apologize about that. Forced encounters for me never count, and this Pick-a-Peck is a forced encounter, so it's not going to count. We'll just run away from it. And it would have been eligible because it's a male. So I need a male Pokemon, basically. So I'm glad I remembered that that was forced, because I remember one of my friends did find that out for me when I started the last Wedlocke, and I'm sure it's well known at this point. Kind of like the Pidgey in X and Y. It's forced, and it's not to be counted, at least for me. If you guys want to count it, go ahead, but You can also get Pick-a-Peck the regular way, which is something that I could also get, which I'd be alright with. So, scoot across this grass. We're gonna get an encounter. If it's a male, we do have to catch it. My encounter for Route 1 could possibly be a Yungoos. Is it going to be this Yungoos? It's possible. It is. So my encounter for Route 1 is going to be a Yungoos. So Route 1 is split into several different parts. Sorry about that. I have dogs, as you guys know. Anyways, Route 1's split into several different parts. I count Route 1 as 3 different areas. This part, the outskirts, which is by Kukui's house, and the trainer school. Those are all Route 1, but they will all be separate encounters. So this is the first part of Route 1 for my journey, and that's this Yungoos. I would really like to get it. I'm just going to throw a Pokeball since we've got several of them. I don't want to knock it out, and a crit scratch probably would. So let's just see if this Pokeball happens to dunk this Yungoos into my party. And it did. So our encounter, our first Pokemon that we catch in this journey is a Yungoos. I'm pretty excited to use this Pokemon, but will it be paired up with Bob? That's the question that we're about to find out today. But I do have to give I need to give this Yungoos a nickname. So, as you guys know, my naming theme is NPCs and characters from the online game RuneScape. So I'm going to check my list for a name for this Yungoos, the loitering Pokemon, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I've got a nickname for this Yungoos. So, my girlfriend's a huge fan of Yungoos, so I let her name this one from the list. And this character in RuneScape is a rat catcher, and they train cats to catch the rats. And the name of that person, and for this Yungoos, is going to be Felcrash. We have Felcrash, the Yungoos. And it may or may not be Bob the cat's partner, because it has to like male Pokemon. So it can only be a certain number of genders, or of natures rather, to be compatible with Bob. So, for it to be compatible with Bob, it has to be either a quirky, relaxed, serious, adamant, naughty, brave, timid, bold, or docile nature. And the nature of Felcrash is a careful nature, which means that Felcrash only likes female Pokemon. So, Felcrash is going to be a lone wolf. But let's go ahead and check out Felcrash in general here. So, Felcrash is not to be paired up with Bob. Special attack minus nature, it's really good. And strong jaw, which I like better than Stakeout. So, I'm pretty happy with the way Felcrash is looking for us. So, cool. So, these two are both lone wolves. They don't like each other. Bob likes him, probably, but Felcrash only likes female Pokemon. So, let's continue on. Yeah. I don't see there anything else to do. I'm not going to train up Felcrash yet, because being a lone wolf and only being level 3, I don't really feel comfortable with that. I think Bob can take it, and we can train everybody else up after we're finished with the festival. And we maybe get one of them a partner. So this little kid wants to fight, probably. I'm not going to be getting past him. Does that cool little zoom-in thing. I love that about Sun and Moon. Let's talk to him and have ourselves a battle. When the eyes of a Pokemon trainer meet, it's time to have a battle. That's exactly what I said, young boy, youngster. What's his name? Tristan. Jimmy. Tristan's on the route somewhere. I know that. So, Jimmy here has a Rattata. These Rattata are actually pretty deadly at this point in the game. I really, really can't stand Hustle. I think they get Hustle. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But only being level 3, it shouldn't really be too much of an issue. So, I'm concerned them being both lone wolves here. I know Bob should be able to take out How's Rowlet, but I do know there's a fight with a Pichu. And, I mean, there's not anything else I can do about it, because I have to do it with Bob, since Felcrash, you know, would be a lone wolf as well. So, seeing that care option on the bottom, I can bring up Pokemon Refresh now. So, I'm only allowed to use Pokemon Refresh up to 2 hearts for each of the Pokemon, because that's just for experience. That doesn't do anything about gameplay. I think it's really, really cheesy to do the gameplay aspect. You can if you want, but it just makes the game unnecessarily easy and kind of broken. So, I made everything, I'll no longer say new and kind of organize them, except for Refresh, so we can go into it here for the first time. And it does this little thing. Oh no, it doesn't tell you how to use it? That must just... Oh yeah, it does. There it is. So, give your Pokemon tender, loving care, put them gently, and make them very effective. Pet them gently, okay. Yeah, so you can give them Pokemon beans and stuff. So one thing that I did wrong with this in my original Moon Wedlocke is I gave my Pokemon a Rainbow Bean because I thought that it would speed it up getting to 2 hearts and it'd be pretty easy. Well, don't do this if you're playing the same rules as me. It's always so hard to scroll these things. Don't do this if you're playing the same rules as me, because Rainbow Beans immediately take them to 3 hearts. You don't want to do that because it will give them the chance of saving themselves or whatever. So I'm going to feed Bob the cat a few Pokebeans here. I'll probably do most of this off screen, but I thought it'd be pretty interesting to show this in-game, because why not? And just in case I ever accidentally take a Pokemon above 2 hearts, I do have something I can do in case of that. I actually did that in my Moon Wedlocke, like I said. I gave somebody a Rainbow Bean, and it took them above it took them to 3 hearts. And I had a rule set in place that if it ever came down to them saving their life with that refresh aspect, like if they hung on with 1 HP or something, I would have released them as if they would have died. So if that ever comes down to that, that's what I'll do. But I really don't think that'll be the case, because I'm pretty careful when it comes to refresh. And if you don't give them a Rainbow Bean, you should be pretty good to go. Like, I just play with Bob here up until it doesn't let me play anymore, and that should be like 1 heart right there. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't normally use Pokemon of Me or Pokemon of Refresh too much. I can do up to 2. I could have done up to 2 hearts in X and Y, but I don't think I did it at all, actually. It's just not really worth the time for the XP, in my opinion. Like, if I could do 3 hearts, it would, but I just don't really feel like it. So Bob has 1 affection heart right there, so let me finish playing until it no longer lets me, until the enjoyment's maxed out. Maybe that'll be 2 hearts, and then I'll only have to do, like, 1 play session with each Pokemon. If that's the case, it wouldn't be so bad. So, like, see, that's the enjoyment done because the hearts no longer show. And it's still 1 heart, so I could do that with Felcrash, too. I'm not going to bother with it. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. I'll probably never use Refresh, but I just wanted to show that off. It's there, in case you guys want to do that as well, and not make it broken. 2 hearts would be the limit for that. So, with that being said, we can continue here. I don't remember how many fights there are up here. But I would like to fight with... I know there's an item over here somewhere. I remember not getting it in my Moon Wedlocke and coming here after I beat the champion and be like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, let's fight her. We're going to need all the experience we can get for Bob. I know the level limit's 15, so you don't have to worry about passing that level limit at all, really. As long as you're like level 12 for the Totem Pokemon, you'll be perfectly fine to follow suit into level 15 by the time it's time to fight Hala, which is what the level 15 level limit is for, by the way. All that, like I said, is in that picture in the description. The link that takes you to the PNG that I talked about in the last episode. The level limit, everything's on there, so you don't need to really worry about that too much. If I do pass the level limit, I'll figure something out, but I think I'll just treat it like I used to. And if I ever it's never come down to that in any series I've done. But if I'm to pass the level limit on accident, I'm just not allowed to use them anymore until we've passed that part of the game. Like, I can't lead with them or anything. So, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue, though. I never have ever passed the limit in any of my playthroughs I've ever done. So, I remember this Pokeball over here. I've missed this both playthroughs I've done of this game. So, let's make sure I grab it. It's just an antidote, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I don't know how. I always miss that Pokeball, but it happens. So, I think there's a trainer down here. No, this guy won't let me go because that's the festival time. That's right. And this is where you can get grubbin and stuff like that. This is where I was trying to get to. But unfortunately, we ran into a young goose, which, you know, not the biggest deal in the world. But there's another one, too. Shiny young goose is pretty cool, but as many of you know, my shiny luck is not the greatest in the world. Like, this female young goose right here wouldn't have been... Well, would have been a good thing, because it wouldn't have counted, and then I could have made it up here and maybe gotten a Pichu, who knows. The past won't repeat itself, unfortunately, so we're not going to have any crazy Steves up in here. But, you know, his legacy will live on forever as being one of the few Pokemon that I caught and never used on a series. Because, ooh, this guy. I forgot all about you. I've also realized I haven't healed Bob. But I'm still kind of stuck in the thought process of no healing, since my last series I was not allowed to heal in battle. And that kind of trained me to be really, really careful with how I use my Pokemon in battle. So I have to keep in mind I can heal. So Bob has 3 items. I'm perfectly fine to fight this young goose with 19 HP. But in a no healing challenge, you'd want to be fully healed for everything you do, just in case it comes down to something being really bad. Because young goose with stab tackle can deal a pretty chunky amount of damage. So luckily, this young goose is no problem for us, though. And preschooler Oliver goes home and cries instead of me going, oh, yeah, look at him, he's so disappointed. I would be too if I lost right now, because it's only episode 2, And I would have some explaining to do to my viewers. I probably wouldn't post the first episode and just restart. But once I've already posted the first episode, it's too late for that. So, you know, wild battles. I don't really cut wild battles out, but I haven't really been doing that, I don't remember. It's really not that big of a deal to do, because by the time I get repels, it's going to be pretty pointless, and there aren't going to be any wild encounters. So, I'll just go ahead and leave this one in. This pick-a-peck can be seen, I suppose. The cutting, it breaks up commentary, and it's, you know, it doesn't make it as smooth. So, I'll just pick up this Pokeball, or a Paralyze Heal, rather. And I think we get healed by Lily or something. I don't want to bank on it. We've got potions, I think, so I'm going to use a potion to heal up Bob. And then we can go ahead and fight How at the festival, which would be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. So, thinking about later encounters, actually, the outskirts by Kukui's house, there's only 2 Pokemon that I can get there, because I already have the Yungoos. And I'm not too sure how I feel about either of those 2 Pokemon. I've never really been a fan of either of them, and one of them evolves very late in the game, and it would make it pretty difficult to use in a game that's this difficult. So I don't know how I feel too much about Slowpoke, but, you know, we'll see. It's a Pokemon I've used twice on the channel, but it didn't make it very far. So that's why I'm still able to use it. Also, I apologize greatly if you hear my dog snoring. Yeah, you can definitely hear that. He's loud right now. Holy crap. Yeah, he's loud, but I try to wake him up so he doesn't make too much noise. I feel bad about it, but, you know, there's not too much I can do about that. You know, I record late in the day because it's really the only time that I get. It's easy to do at night, but... Oh, what is this? This is like... I think this might be from that trailer where we saw the Rockruff for the first time. I don't remember. It might be. This looks like that area. I'm just going to jump straight into the festival, honestly. I think it's time to fight How. Let's go talk to him. I don't really talk to too many NPCs because I know you can't really get anything around here. I don't think you can anyways. Anyways, How's like, what's up? I never thought you'd make it. Me and Rel have been waiting for ages. Yeah. Hold on. Didn't anyone explain to you about tonight? So yeah, they're going to come up and explain it to us now, right on time. And Lily's going to ask for what? I'm asking for what, too. What do we do here at this festival? It's a festival for Pokemon battling, apparently. So we battle in the name of Tapu Koko, which is pretty sweet. So I'm guessing my partner for fighting, or rather my challenger, is going to be How, because we already fought him. Yeah. So they do heal me, so wasted a potion, but I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, we are ready for this Pokemon battle. Let us begin. So I'm pretty sure the Pichu's level 7. It can be a pretty dangerous fight, but with 3 items in battle, I can heal. I should be pretty fine to take this on with Bob. For the life of all the islands, and for those who undertake the island challenge with joy in their hearts, we pray for your protection for them and all Melee. May this Pokemon battle be an offering to our island guardian's deity, Tapu Koko. Before you stands How, grandson to the Kahuna. Yeah, How, go, said no one ever. All 3 of you. Before him stands Dionysus, one who has met with Tapu Koko. Everybody in the audience cheers loudly. Yeah, look at it. Look what a curious little thing Tapu Koko is. Yeah. There goes our mom. Yeah. Let's do it. As long as we both have a good time, then I think we can call it a great battle, eh? I think we can too, How. Dionysus, How, bring forth the power of your Pokemon. Alright, time for the second rival battle versus rival How in Iki Town at the festival. And he's got 2 Pokemon this time, as do we. But ours cannot fight together. And his first up is going to be Pichu. And mine is Bob the Cat, once again. Oh, it's fun to say, Bob the Cat. Bobcat. We're bobbing in and out, and we're going to win. And me. Alright, let's Ember this thing. It's going to go for Tail Whip, which is pretty unfortunate, because Rowlet does have Tackle, which could pose as an issue. But hopefully it's not going to be too big of a problem. We did burn that Pichu, so both times we've fought How, we've burned his Pokemon. So how do you like that, How? Burn, baby, burn. Am I right? And let's Ember it again, and hopefully we can crit again, like we did with the Rowlet. It's not going to happen. And it's going to Tail Whip me twice, which is actually pretty threatening, because the Tackle from that Rowlet could pose as a major threat, being -2 defense. But since I have 3 healing items still, we're speed-tied with this Pichu, apparently. As long as we don't get paralyzed, which we didn't, we should be pretty good, because Rowlet's considerably slow, from what I remember. So we should be okay, being level 8. I have a strategy to make sure this Tackle doesn't pose that much of a threat. We get Lick? I have not really used Litten, so I didn't know we got licked there. But hey, that's pretty sweet. And Rowlet's going to come on out. Level 7, you know, we're level 8, we should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and growl this thing, just because it's going to lower its attack, making it so my defense is basically at -1, which I think I can take that with a potion if I need to. And it's going to growl me, which isn't really a problem, because I have Ember, which is a special attack. And even if it did tackle me right now, healing's not going to be that big of a deal, because if I did heal, and it does over half, I would have been dead regardless of healing or not. And using Ember again should take this Rowlet out and finish the second fight with Hal. And that's it. Nice work. Alright, cool. So I didn't really need to train up Young Goose, which is pretty good. Fell Crash. Still getting used to the new Pokemon. It's weird being in a new game, a new region, after everything we've done in Y. But it's time to move on, once again. And have some more great battles this year. See what I did there? Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed that great battle. It was good. I'm excited to get Bob, though, a partner. It's going to be pretty cool. I don't know. Wingull might not be such of a bad partner. And I know a lot of people are going to want to see me use a Wingull. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get something from Hala at this festival. And we're going to go ahead and get our Z-Ring, which is pretty sweet. We can use Z-moves once we get some Z-Crystals, which is going to be pretty cool. So, I actually have no rule for Z-moves. I can use them. They aren't really that great. I banned them in my original Moon Wedlocke. But they're pretty bad. Like, they don't really save you ever, I've noticed. So, the few times that they might, feel free, I guess. I have no problems with using any Z moves. So, we're going to take on the Island Challenge Kukui just mentioned there, which I'm pretty excited to take this on. This is going to be one awesome playthrough, and I'm so excited to get this picked up. It's going to be great, and I am so excited to see what our original 6 is going to be. So far, we've got Bob, and we've got Felcrash, and it's some interesting names, but I'm pretty stoked to see how this adventure is going to unfold. It's going to be pretty good. I just can't wait. So we're back home. Honey, I'm home. What? Nobody's here, Mom. What are you talking about? Did she have a honey or something? And she's just, like, getting, like, still used to saying it? Whatever. I don't know. We need to try the Island Challenge thing. She's got a date with her bed. Oh, the bed is her honey. Okay. As long as their natures match up, that's all that matters in this playthrough. Yeah? Yeah? That's pretty good, right? This episode's basically dog snoring. I am so sorry for that, guys. But since we're playing as Sun, the clocks should be normal. That's what my girlfriend told me anyways. I actually have no idea how the clock system works in these games. But I'll take her word for it since it's nighttime and it's 11:31. Well, 1:31 in the morning, so. Yeah. Let's see who's at the door. Who's it gonna be? Is it Kukui? Maybe. Is it? No, it's Lily. That's right. I remember now. Okay. The Lilster. The Lil Bag. I don't know where that came from. Whatever. So Lily's here to show me the way to Kukui's lab, and my mom's gonna say goodbye. I think. I don't know what she wants. What's up? Oh, she's gonna give me some money. Okay, now I care. I didn't care what she wanted, but then when she comes up and is like, "Here's some money," I'm all about that, honey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I am super interested in your cash dollars, Mom. Thank you very much. All right, so we're gonna go on now. Me and Litten are gonna scram, lady. Yeah. Anyhow, give me a second. Alright, sorry about that one, guys. Anyways, we should get going. We need to head to the Pokemon Research Lab and meet up with Kukui and see what that weird guy wants. You know, because he's a little weird. He's not that weird, though. I don't know. I like Kukui. He's interesting. Whatever. We've got some trainers to fight over here. But she has repels, so she can get through the grass without the Pokemon. She's talking about Nebby, who happens to be in the bag. Yeah, we're not going to tell nobody about what happened, Lily. Just scoot. I want to get myself a Pokemon. Perhaps our third lone wolf. Or maybe, just maybe, a Pokemon for Bob or Felcrash. So, I can get a male or a female because they're both compatible with Bob and Felcrash. So, my encounter for the outskirts of Route 1 is going to be a Slowpoke. Okay. Interested. Not at all. But I'll try. Also, I realize I just led with Litten, and it's a water type, so I'm not interested in Slowpoke at all, because it evolves very late. I can evolve it at any time with a King's Rock, but you can't get a King's Rock until the 3rd island, as far as I'm aware. Which makes it really difficult to use, because otherwise I gotta wait till level 38, which is almost the end of the game with a Slowpoke, and that's just not something that's in the cards. But I'll give it a shot, because I give everything a chance. So, we're gonna go ahead and catch this Slowpoke. And with being paralyzed in 2 licks, we should be fine to get it. There we go. Slowpoke was caught. So, anyhow, we need to give this Slowpoke a nickname. So, as you guys know, my naming theme is Survivor Tribes. Wait. I'm still stuck in Y, guys. I apologize. My naming theme is not Survivor Tribes. It is NPCs and characters from the online game RuneScape. So with that being said, we need to get a name from that list for this Slowpoke. Slowpoke is the dopey Pokemon. Its long tail often breaks off, and it doesn't feel any pain. And the tail grows back, so Slowpoke isn't particularly bothered. Let me check my list. I'm going to find a name for this Slowpoke, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I've got a couple names picked out for the Slowpoke, but I didn't actually catch the gender of the Slowpoke. So it's going to be based off of that. So this Slowpoke is actually a male. So I've got a name for this guy. This is actually a gnome mage. So it's a wizard, basically. And it's a gnome wizard. So Slowking kind of looks like a gnome, and gnomes kind of look dopey looking. So since it's the dopey Pokemon, I thought this name would be a pretty good fit. And that name is Onglewhip. We have Onglewhip, the Slowpoke. Interesting name. It's strange, but will it be compatible with Bob the cat? That's what we need to know. So, for it to be compatible with Bob, it has to be compatible with males. It has to either be quirky, relaxed, serious, adamant, naughty, brave, timid, bold, or docile. And its nature is sassy, so it likes female Pokemon only. So, we have 3 lone wolves here today. Okay. Interesting start. So, how this works is, if I get my next encounter and say it's a female, it can be compatible with these guys, and doesn't like male Pokemon, then it goes to the PC. If I get myself a male Pokemon, like for Bob, and it doesn't like male Pokemon, it goes to the PC. But we've got our first 3 lone wolves here, and that's Onglewhip the Slowpoke with Oblivious. Minus speed nature, plus special defense. I guess it's alright. Felcrash, and Bob. And I think that's a good spot to end off this episode. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Wedlocks like Pokemon Sun, feel free to subscribe. And in the next episode, hopefully we'll be able to get one of our 3 lone wolves a partner. Who knows? And we'll also probably train Felcrash and Onglewhip up to the level that Bob's at, so they're all ready to go. That being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.